Okay, hey there guys. So for today's war, it's going to be war number 6, and we're finally at that halfway point in the season unless I was miscounted, and I'm going to be going down path 4 here first. So there's a couple things to note. As you can see, there's 56 minutes left in war total. There's under an hour. I typically hate fighting at like this type of time. It's in the morning for me. I prefer fighting like midday. I also do not like fighting on that final day, and I haven't had to in a very long time. And the other thing to note is I am the final 5 fights. There are 5 fights left, and I am all of them. Currently, we were tied with the Alliance. I didn't open up the scorecard just because I didn't want to confirm that reality to myself, I guess. I'm pretty good at holding my nerves, but I didn't want to let them set in extra, so I just wasn't going to check. So, path 4 here, to start off, we're off here with a ham. And the only major thing you ever have to do with a spider ham, throw SP1 right as you get it. Unless you have a very specific champion that counters the evade or something, you're just throwing the SP1 right as you get it, because your specials do less damage because of the nonsense charges, and then you also just want to get rid of those specials because you do not want him to gain the nonsense, so that way he can evade and place the poppers, and then you have damage on you. It's just not fun. So, with Nick Fury here, as you can see my strategy, I'm just going for those light enders I have max deep wounds on. There was something I saw in this fight, and I didn't confirm until the next fight. I guess I never realized it. But for some reason, at least with Nick Fury, when they have multiple stacks of debuffs, when I remove those debuffs, it counts only for 1 Fury, even when I remove multiples. So right here, I'm going to switch over to the Power Start 1. Because of Insult to Injury, and it's a high signal, he's going to apply more than 10 debuffs. He's going to apply more than 10. But Insult to Injury is 15%, I think, but he's going to apply way more than the 10. I'm just saying 10 just to round it. He's applying way more than 10. I have 0 defensive ability accuracy going into this fight, so I apply the Power Start 1, rather than having to build it up. As you can see, I have the 16 debuffs. I'm just looking for a single opening. He hits my block a couple times. I'm like, thank you, buddy. Throw the SP1 in. Right, if you look, I have 17 debuffs, and I get 1 Fury. I was like, huh? What? Why didn't I at least get 3 for the 3 different debuffs? I was a little bit confused by that. Right there, I made a very, very bad mistake. My instructions were to push him to SP2 and obviously to not eat a hit. And again, I have 8 debuffs already because of some bad play, so I also cannot parry. Right there, I slowed down my combo and I baited out an extra heavy there to ensure that I was throwing the SP2 during the Living Abyss transference. Or not, Darkness? Corruption? Corruption, that's what it is. So that way I don't get the unblockable, unstoppable, I don't get reverse controls. I use the relic there to drop all the debuffs off of me, and again, I have 13 debuffs, I have 2 unique debuffs on me, and I only get 1 Fury. So that was really frustrating, because I honestly thought this fight was going to have a lot more damage in it for me. I thought I was going to be at 15 Furies at the start of the fight. So, it's not going great, but right here I've regained control of the fight. I pushed him back up to an SP2. I get the dex on the first hit here. I also have to make sure I'm playing this fight and the ham fight very, very safely, because I cannot lose my life model decoy in these fights. Because I'm the last 5 fights, there's no one to back me up. And my next fight is I'm going to move up to the mini-bosses. Now, I don't have a section 2. I only have mini-bosses. I have 5 fights, it's 2 path, and then 3 mini-bosses. Right here, I panic, and I'm just I just don't want to mess this up. I know how this map works, but I'm just right, all 3 of these move up to that, and that's A, because I have those 2 fights up there. So as you can see, there is Ash there, but that void was mine. If I lost my life model decoy, and I entered that fight in real Nick, I would give up 3 deaths. 100%. I don't think it's doable to only lose 30% of your health. That's just kind of how that fight goes, I feel like. So I get up here, I get up to this void. I'm going to put on an invul. I'm going to heal, and I'm going to put on the invul, just because I don't know if or how many SP3s I could eat. And it's definitely a good thing I put on the invul for this fight. You'll get to see that pretty soon, though. So I've taken this fight with Mole 2 or 3 times, and now this will be my 2nd time with Nick. Ironically, one of our deaths in this war was Nick Fury to this void. Not this specific void, but this node, 7-star void with the pierce, all of that. So I was maybe a little bit more nervous. Maybe I don't play my best in this fight, but I think I play okay. except for you'll see the crucial error that's going to happen here. There's a couple things I don't do as well as I maybe could have, or it did as well as I did in the last time I took this, but let's get into it here. So, I'm going to actually change it up from the last time what I did. I'm going to go in for a 5 and then a 4-hit combo, so I'm going to end at 9 hits. It's no real change, except for the fact that I get to bait out the SP1 first. So right here, I get to bait it out. It's ticking, but I do that, but I just get the intercept, I remove that. Gonna drop the heavy to remove the power sting. Honestly, I might have been too focused on the power stings for this fight. I'm gonna get out of that. I have 17 hits, so I remove the debuff before it applies. Again, I might have been too focused on those power stings on me, honestly. Like, rewatching this fight, that might have been an issue. So right here, I'm trying to hold off, but I'm an idiot. And I throw it. I get the 30 right as he gets the Petrify on me. So, like, okay, now I have 2 debuffs. Now, those hurt. Having 2 hurts, but I'm able to remove it. I'm at 35. What I should do here is I should trigger my Dex so that he gets to SP2. I should have done that already. But right here, he gets the slow. As you can see, Dexterity failed, and then a third Dexterity failed. I had 4 Dexterities fail in a row, and then I got the second one of those applied to me. Now I'm at 3 hits, so I can't get there, but I'm like, I don't have any power stings. Reset. Reset the fight, reset my tempo. Big inhale, big exhale, because again, I know we should still be tied. We're up on time. We're up on time by enough where I don't need to try to play quickly. And I'm like, okay, play it calm. Play it calm. Right here, I throw another heavy to remove the power sting to not go into LMD. But with the timing, he was just about to apply that. And again, Dexterity failed. 5. Is it not RNG? I might need to reread Void's abilities for that Dexterities failed one, because that is so many Dexterities failed. So many Dexterities failed. So I end in real life Nick Fury, and I wasn't even able to time it where I would keep my Fury for the real Nick Fury. I forgot to mention that part too. Honestly, I thought about slowing that whole fight down to half speed just to talk about it enough, because so much happens in that fight. Pretty much, I think I might have focused too much on the power stings, potentially, and then I threw with a couple of those combo trackings. I got too focused on the power stings, so I threw a heavy to remove it, and then by doing that, I went over my 10 threshold, and he immediately would gain the debuff. So that's just some sloppy play, whether it's because it's in the morning, whether it's nerves, I don't know. It wasn't perfect, but I got the solo, and I keep going. Domino, Hazard Shift, Stun Immune, so this is Incinerate. So I don't have an Odin for the shocks, I'm only immune to the poison. Incinerates deal a bit, it's not the most damage, So I was trying to decide how I wanted to do this. I did some duels before this, and I did practice the heavy to heavy spacing, but I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to parry a ton. Against the wall, I'll do it. But I can't get unlucky because I'm a tech, I'm a robot, right? So I know I'm fine against the wall. She cannot fail my dexterities. Well, okay. No, she cannot fail my dexterities. So I throw the SP2, and it takes off half her health. I get my parries back up because I want the armors. She gets lucky both times already, so that's fun. I'm just going to block. I'm not going to risk the dex, even though I'm pretty confident with it. She has the cowardice. I have 8 armor ups. And by here, I'm just trying to get a couple more armor ups and go up to the SP2 because I'm at 70%. And I know this SP2 will just about kill. And that's also part of the reason why I put on that powered back boost. It made it getting to that second SP2 a bit quicker. It was kind of just like having a smaller power start one on for that second cycle. Final fight here. Absorbing Man on Conflictor. So there's a couple big things. I needed the white mags that I had on here, and I need to make sure this pre-fight sticks. If the pre-fight doesn't stick, I die. Not literally, but it would make his fight very, very hard. I'm going for the invul just in case I mess up on a dex on one of his specials. He also has the Deja Vu prowess. So my strategy, what I kind of like doing for this fight, sometimes, not every time, but most of the times, especially if I'm trying to limit the prowess they're going to get, because when they get the prowess, they get the block pen, and he already has some extra block pen. So sometimes what I like doing is I just do the medium lights, especially with a champ like Torch. If it's like Torch, it's great because I build extra smolders, right? Medium, light, back. Medium, light, back. I'm just playing this chill. Look at the damage. I'm already at 10% in, like 7 seconds in. The damage is going great. He's going to throw it. I do get the dex on me because you kind of have to, and that pushes him all the way back up to an SP1. But those power stings, I get the good counter off. I was debating the SP2 push because, as you can see, that little anvil is his, if you can remove his form yet or not. So I couldn't remove his form yet. But the power stings on the next one kills him. That's the final fight of my war. I had the final 5 fights, and I didn't die. And we won another 3-3 against LVT. This is like, it's the 3rd or 4th or something that we've done with them recently. 3-3 winning on time for us. We had some sloppy deaths. They had some sloppy deaths. They also got very unlucky. They got admittedly very unlucky in the end. I believe one of theirs was a DC. They played absolutely phenomenally. 2 deaths in a DC is great with the pressure because this is a very important war. We have very similar records. We're both still able to get the podium, but pretty much whoever won would probably most likely push the other out of a good shot at podium. But they still can get podium. I believe in them. I want them to. They got a lot of great guys over there, a lot of great people. Very good alliance, and they played very well. It's very unlucky for them in the end that we were able to match how well they played, or just about how well they played. I'm proud that we were able to clutch out the win. I'm really happy with my performance in not throwing there at the very end. And thank you guys for coming and watching this video. A little bit longer of a video than normal, but kind of liked having all these fights. So I'll be seeing you guys soon. I hope you guys have a good off day and then a good start to week 3 of war. Bye.